just got some major breaking news for the Baltimore Ravens as Travis Jones and the Ravens agree on a 3-year contract extension, keeping the interior defensive lineman in the Charm City for the next couple of years to come. We got a contract breakdown, my thoughts. We got a ton to talk about on this news. I'll give you a hint. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to tell you why in just a couple of seconds. I also be really excited if you guys subscribe to the channel, daily videos, anytime news like this breaks. We get you a video as quickly as possible, and a subscription today helps us pass the Bengals breakdown in our Week 15 sub battle. We want to beat them on Sunday. We want to beat them today, right here. Down, what is that, 16 subscribers? Let's get 17 on today's video if you haven't joined us yet. Right now, it's the perfect time to do so. Jeff Zrebiec is the one who broke the news earlier. Ravens have reached agreement on a 3-year extension with nose tackle Travis Jones per sources. Deal will keep Jones under contract with the Ravens through the 2028 season. Awesome, and continues the organization's focus on rewarding its own players before they hit the market. And how could you not love Travis Jones? Not only is he a great football player, but he brought his mom to sign the new contract extension with him. I mean, how does that not make you smile? I absolutely love it. Hell, if I was signing a 3-year, $40 million deal, I think I'd bring my mom. I think I'd probably bring everybody I've ever known with me to sign that contract. The reason he's getting a new deal? Well, he's put together a pretty awesome season this year as well. Through just 12 games played, 34 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, a sack and a half, and 2 pass breakups. And let's just think of the fact that he's doing all that as pretty much the lone stud on that defensive line. Because you got Kyle Van Noy's taking a big step backwards. Brent Urban, Draymond Jones has been fine. Mike Green, Aeneas Peebles has been sparingly in this lineup. Like, guys, Travis Jones has been doing that, and he's been the sole focus of opposing offensive lines. No Nnamdi Madubuike this year. And he's still putting up numbers. Speaking of numbers, 3 years, $40.5 million, $25 million of that guaranteed. I absolutely love this deal for multiple reasons. Number one is I absolutely love Travis Jones, and so does everybody in the building. And I am a massive proponent of if you're a good football player and a good person, I mean, there's no better person to extend. Putting your money in that guy's hands is usually not going to end up biting you in the butt. Everybody loves it. His teammates, his coaches, obviously enough to pay him $40.5 million over 3 seasons. And, like, the other thing I love about it is the money aspect of it. Like, now he's the 26th highest paid interior defensive lineman. Guys, this was not an overpay. If anything, it might be looked at as an underpay, or he got exactly what he's earned. Like, if you're upset about this contract and he's the 26th highest paid interior defensive lineman in the league, you might just be one of those people that's upset about it. And if that's you, then that's okay, but I think it's kind of ridiculous to be upset over this contract extension. Now, it was a little bit of a weird deal. And Jeff Zrebiec explained it to us a little bit in a series of tweets. He said, some context to Travis Jones' deal. He's playing on the 4th year of a rookie contract. But, like Rashad Bateman, who the Ravens extended in the summer in 2024, Jones didn't get accrued season as a rookie because an issue with the CBA. So Jones is on track to only be a restricted free agent after this season. Not unrestricted, but restricted. However, the NFL Players Association filed a grievance against the NFL on Jones' behalf. The hearing was scheduled for today. Jones' agent, Jared Fox, and the Ravens met before the hearing, hammered out an extension. Ravens got aggressive to get the deal done and make sure Jones was content with the contract. If Jones had won the grievance that was set to happen today, he would have been an unrestricted free agent in March, which would not have been great for the Baltimore Ravens because, I promise you, somebody would have paid him a lot of money. If he lost, then he would have been a restricted free agent and likely headed for a second-round $6 million tender. That's a moot point now, and Jones, who the Ravens coaching staff loves, is signed through 2028. Grade the Travis Jones extension down below in the comments section. A, B, C, D, or F. Weigh in with your answer. Tell me what you think. I personally think it's a great one. I'd give it an A. I wouldn't even really think twice about it. Again, you got to think of who he's been playing next to this season. And I think we all agree it's one of the worst defensive lines in football, right? And he's still out there balling. Coming up, okay? Don't go anywhere. Things are now getting very, very interesting. We'll talk about future free agents for the Baltimore Ravens. We'll also discuss the John Harbaugh to Michigan rumors that we've been seeing pop up over the last 12 hours since Sharon Moore has been let go. But we'll get there in just a second. Before that, I got to tell you about our awesome sponsor, our great friends over at PrizePicks. If you download PrizePicks app, use our code CLNS to get $50 in lineups for free. All you got to do is play $5 lineups. It's holiday season, which means it's the best time of the year for sports. Bowl games, basketball matches, playoff pushes, it's all happening at once. And there's one place where it feels good to be right, and that's PrizePicks. My wife couldn't even name 4 pro teams coming into the season. Then we started playing on PrizePicks. Now every Saturday night, we're breaking down who she's picking for her lineup. It's the most exciting way to watch football. PrizePicks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you might have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. On PrizePicks, how you play is up to you. If you have flexibility, choose Flex Play where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. No matter your play, PrizePicks is a great way, to put your takes to the test. Here's my PrizePicks lineup for Sunday's game against the Cincinnati Bengals. I took some spicy things here. Charlie Kolar, more than 1.5 receiving yards. I like that one a lot. DeAndre Hopkins, more than half a receiving or rushing touchdown. Think he's going to find the end zone after what John Harbaugh had to say about him this week. And then Jamar Chase, more than 20.5 receiving yards on his first 2 receptions. I think that one is a really, really good one, if I do say so myself. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. So you locked down one guy who was set to be a free agent at the end of this season. Let's talk about the others, because that's kind of now where the attention automatically turns to. And you got 6 players who are playing on the final year of their contracts. Tyler Linderbaum, Isaiah Likely, Alohi Gilman, Kyle Van Noy, Daniel Fa'alele, praise God, and, of course, Patrick Ricard as well. Tyler Linderbaum on that list is easily your next most important guy. And a lot of people, the Jeremy Fowlers, Dan Grazianos, the ESPNs of the world, they thought that it was either going to be Tyler Jones Travis Jones or Tyler Linderbaum. Like Baltimore was going to have to choose one of the 2 of those guys. Well, obviously, they just extended Travis Jones. So does that mean Tyler Linderbaum's time in Baltimore is going to come to a close at the end of this year? I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out. Jeremy Fowler says that Linderbaum is considered as a top 10 interior offensive lineman in the eyes of execs, coaches, and scouts. That makes him an expensive option poised to become one of the highest paid centers. The Ravens have discussed an extension with Linderbaum, but are not within striking distance on a deal. When the Ravens declined his 5th-year option in the spring, that enhanced his chances for free agency. Now, it was the correct decision declining the 5th-year option back in the spring, because 5th-year options are just blanketed for offensive linemen. It's not by position. So if you would have taken up that 5th-year option, he would have been like the 2nd highest paid center of all of football, and that would have just been only for 1 year. So that didn't make sense. That was the right choice. However, it doesn't mean it's not a sticky situation for Baltimore, because now you just extended Mark Andrews last week. I don't still think that was a great decision, regardless. You just extended Travis Jones today. You only have so much cap space. You got a lot of holes to fill on this roster. Do you have enough to extend Tyler Linderbaum, who believes he can go out in the free agent market and command like top 3 center money? The hard part is, like, both the interior of your offensive line and the interior of your defensive line absolutely suck. Like, in my opinion, those are going to be the top things that you are looking for in the NFL draft. Interior offensive line, interior defensive line, and just defensive line in general. Like, you can see why they chose to extend Travis Jones. Because before this, the defensive lineman you had under contract, Mike Green, Aeneas Peebles, Nnamdi Madubuike. And Nnamdi Madubuike might not play a snap again in the National Football League. So, like, yeah, you might think it should have been Linderbaum. Would you be willing to roll with those 3 into 2026 as the only guys under contract? I don't know if I would have. And that's why they extended him, because they wouldn't have either. It's interesting, man. I love Tyler Linderbaum, and an extension isn't impossible. It's just going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a lot of negotiations. Do you have the money? Now, the good news is you can get some money, right? Contracts are always easy to maneuver, to move around. The cap is going to explode again in the offseason. I can promise you that. And if you extend Lamar, that gives you a ton of cap space. Now, a lot of people might think a Lamar Jackson extension would not make sense given how he's playing this year, but I want to remind you that his cap number goes to $74.5 million in the offseason. So if you don't think they're extending him, then frankly, not to be me and you're an idiot. They're going to extend him. He's not going to play with a cap hit of $74.5 million. Promise you that. So if it were Linderbaum or Jones, seems like they've chose Jones. Who would you rather keep between the two of those guys? Linderbaum or Jones? Let me know down below in the comment section by giving me a TL or a TJ. Weigh in with your answer. Let's round out with this picture that I saw floating around social media yesterday. John Harbaugh in a Michigan Wolverines quarter zip hat, looking like he's on the Michigan Wolverines sideline. So if you don't know, Sharon Moore, Michigan's head coach, got fired yesterday. It's a crazy situation. It's an ugly situation. We're not going to get too deep in the weeds on whatever that's going on in Ann Arbor right now. But because of Jim Harbaugh's ties to Michigan, obviously he played there, coached there, won a national championship there. Some people are automatically tying John Harbaugh to possibly be their next head coach. I think that's ridiculous for multiple reasons. Number one, if the Ravens ever moved on from John Harbaugh, there would be automatically five teams that would be lining up outside of his front doorstep to make them his next head coach. Reason number two, does John Harbaugh strike you as a guy who wants to have to deal with NIL and college athletes and 18-year-olds who want to get paid $4 million, $8 million over the course of 4 seasons? No. And second, this might be a controversial take. Coaching in the NFL is less of a full-time job than coaching in college football is. Now, you didn't hear me just say that coaching in the NFL is easy or is easier than coaching in college, but think of all that the college coaches have to worry about. When their seasons are over, they're automatically recruiting again. They're automatically hitting the transfer portal, guys. That job never ends because you're coaching a football team, you're managing the salary caps and your caps and how much you're going to pay players. You're recruiting the transfer portal. You're recruiting your own players to stay, and you're recruiting high school. John Harbaugh doesn't want to do that shit. Not even close. What say you? Will Harbaugh leave Baltimore to coach Michigan? Let me know down below by giving me a yes or a no in the comment section. Weigh in with your answer and tell me what you think. Make sure you guys got me followed on socials at Twitter, at Joey Petersen, Instagram at Joey Petersen as well. Here every day on the Ravens Rundown, so subscribe.